Eliza received news of her great-aunt's passing with a strange mix of grief and anticipation. She had always known about her great-aunt's existence, but had never been close to her. The news came as a surprise, stirring emotions she didn't quite understand. Grief for a relative she barely knew, a distant figure in family stories, and anticipation for the inheritance that was now hers. The inheritance was a sprawling Victorian manor on the outskirts of Oakhaven, a place she had only heard about in passing. The manor, with its imposing facade and overgrown gardens, had always held an air of mystery, a whisper of forgotten stories. It was a place that seemed to exist out of time, untouched by the modern world. Eliza, a woman of logic and reason, dismissed the local tales of hauntings as mere superstition. She had always prided herself on her rational mind, scoffing at the idea of ghosts and spirits. She packed her bags, ready to face the shadows of the past and claim her inheritance. Determined to uncover the truth behind the manor's secrets, she steeled herself for the journey ahead. The old house stood on a hill overlooking the town, shrouded in an eerie silence. It was a place that seemed to watch over Oakhaven, its presence a constant reminder of the past. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The forest surrounding the manor was thick and foreboding, adding to the sense of isolation. As Eliza stepped across the threshold, a shiver ran down her spine, a sense of foreboding settling in the pit of her stomach. The house seemed to breathe around her, its walls whispering secrets she couldn't yet understand. Little did she know, the whispers had already begun. The manor held more than just memories. It held the echoes of those who had come before, waiting to reveal their stories to her. The first night passed without incident. Eliza busied herself with unpacking and organizing her great-aunt's belongings. The silence of the house, once unsettling, became almost comforting. She slept soundly, lulled by the rhythmic ticking of the grandfather clock in the hallway. But the second night, a change occurred. A cold draft seeped through the cracks, chilling her to the bone. She awoke to a sound, faint and indistinct, like whispers carried on the wind. Eliza sat up in bed, her heart pounding in her chest. The whispers seemed to be coming from the hallway outside her room. Eliza, a woman of science and reason, refused to give in to irrational fears. She prided herself on her logical mind, always seeking evidence and rational explanations for the unknown. She grabbed her robe and crept towards the door, her hand trembling as she reached for the handle. Despite her resolve, a chill ran down her spine, a sensation she couldn't quite shake off. The hallway was dark, lit only by the faint glow of the moon filtering through the dusty windows. The whispering had stopped, leaving an eerie silence that seemed to amplify her every breath and heartbeat. Eliza listened intently, but there was nothing but the creaking of the old house settling around her. The silence was almost deafening, making her question if she had imagined the whispers. She checked every room, every nook and cranny, searching for a logical explanation for the sounds she had heard. But there was nothing. No misplaced objects, no signs of disturbance, just the stillness of the night. No open windows, no drafts, no signs of an intruder. Everything was as it should be, yet the unease lingered, gnawing at her rational mind. Eliza returned to bed, her mind racing with possibilities, her gut instinct screaming at her to flee. She lay there, staring at the ceiling, trying to calm her thoughts. What if there was something she couldn't explain, something beyond her understanding? The question swirled in her mind, refusing to let her rest. The following day, Eliza continued her exploration of the manor. She found herself drawn to the library, a room lined with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and dominated by a massive fireplace. As she ran her fingers along the spines of the ancient books, she noticed something peculiar. One of the bookshelves seemed to be slightly ajar. Curiosity piqued. Eliza pulled at the shelf. It didn't budge. She examined it closer, noticing a small indentation, almost invisible to the naked eye. It was a keyhole. Frantically, Eliza searched for the key, eventually finding it hidden in a secret compartment in her great-aunt's writing desk. With trembling hands, she inserted the key and turned. The bookshelf swung inwards, revealing a dark and narrow passageway beyond. That night, the whispers returned. They were louder now, closer, and they seemed to be calling her name. "Eliza!" they hissed, their voices a chorus of chilling whispers that sent shivers down her spine. Fear coiled in her stomach, cold and suffocating. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Despite her terror, she felt an unsettling pull towards the hidden door in the library. The whispers seemed to be coming from beyond, beckoning her forward. Eliza knew she should leave, run as far away from the house as possible. But something, perhaps morbid curiosity or a strange sense of obligation to her great-aunt's legacy, compelled her to stay. Eliza found herself standing before the hidden door, her hand hovering over the handle. She took a deep breath and pushed it open. The passageway was damp and musty, the air thick with the scent of decay. The stone steps leading down were slick with moisture. As she descended deeper into the bowels of the house, the whispers grew louder, echoing off the cold, damp walls. Fear threatened to consume her, but she pressed on, her hand trailing along the rough stone wall for guidance. She emerged into a vast, cavernous chamber. The air was heavy and oppressive, the darkness absolute, and the whispers, they were everywhere, swirling around her like a vortex of tormented souls. Eliza fumbled for a light switch, but there was none. She was trapped in the darkness, the whispers her only companions. They seemed to be coming from the far end of the chamber. She took a hesitant step forward, then another. The floor was uneven beneath her feet, littered with debris. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to be urging her forward, pulling her towards the heart of the darkness. Eliza's hand shook as she reached into her pocket for her phone, her heart pounding against her ribs. But the battery was dead. She was alone, lost in the darkness with the whispers. Suddenly, a faint light flickered in the distance. It pulsed with an eerie green glow, beckoning Eliza towards it. She felt an overwhelming urge to see what lay beyond, to understand the source of the whispers that had haunted her since her arrival. As she drew closer, the whispers intensified, swirling around her like a malevolent wind. She stumbled over something on the ground, a cold, hard object. She reached down and picked it up. It was a bone, smooth and cold to the touch. Eliza cried out, dropping the bone and stumbling back in horror. She wanted to turn and run, to escape the nightmare that had ensnared her, but her feet seemed rooted to the spot. The green light pulsed again, brighter this time, and Eliza felt an irresistible pull towards it. She took a step, then another, her body moving without her conscious control. The whispers surrounded her, their voices growing louder, merging into a single, deafening roar. Eliza screamed, her voice swallowed by the darkness. And then, silence. The light vanished, and the whispers faded into the shadows. Eliza was gone. Days turned into weeks, and the townsfolk of Oakhaven searched high and low for any sign of Eliza, but she had vanished without a trace. The old Victorian manor stood silent on the hill, a brooding presence overlooking the town. Some whispered that Eliza had gone mad, driven to the brink by the isolation of the old house. Others claimed that she had run off, unable to face the darkness that clung to the manor walls. But the old folks of Oakhaven, those who knew the history of the house and the secrets it held, they told a different story. They said that the manor had always been a place of whispers, of shadows and secrets, a place where the walls seemed to breathe with the stories of those who had come before. They said that Eliza wasn't the first to disappear within its walls, nor would she be the last. The manor had a way of drawing people in, only to never let them go, and she wouldn't be the last. The house had a hunger, an insatiable need to consume the souls of the unwary. The whispers, they said, were the souls of those the house had claimed, trapped within its cold, unforgiving embrace. Each whisper carried a story, a fragment of a life that had been swallowed by the darkness, trapped within its cold, unforgiving embrace. The house was a prison, its walls a barrier between the living and the dead, and on quiet nights, if you listened closely, you could still hear them, whispering on the wind, calling Eliza's name. The wind carried their voices, a haunting melody that sent chills down the spine. You could still hear them, whispering on the wind, calling Eliza's name. The whispers were a reminder of the house's dark past, a past that refused to be forgotten. The whispers echoed through the empty halls of the manor, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lay hidden beneath its surface. Each echo was a testament to the lives that had been lost within those walls. a chilling reminder of the darkness that lay hidden beneath its surface. The house was a labyrinth of secrets, each room holding a piece of the puzzle. The house remained, a testament to the secrets it held and the souls it had claimed. It stood as a monument to the past, a relic of a time long gone, and the souls it had claimed. And the whispers continued, a haunting chorus that would forever echo through the halls of the whispering shadows. The house was alive with their voices, a symphony of sorrow and despair, a haunting chorus that would forever echo through the halls of the whispering shadows. The house was a living entity, its walls pulsating with the energy of the lost souls. It was a place where the past and present coexisted, a place where the whispers would never cease.